Hey everybody, welcome back to Emgotv1. We're back in the time machine, heading to the gritty, crime-ridden streets of the 1970s. Back then, TV screens were flooded with hard-hitting cop shows, and man, were they different from today. We're talking about shows that didn't shy away from the realities of police work, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So, buckle up as we take a ride through 10 of the most iconic police shows from the 1970s. Let's do it! Now I know what you're thinking, Hill Street Blues premiered in 1981. That's not the 70s. And you're right, technically. But trust me on this one, folks. This show was steeped in the grit and grime of the 1970s urban landscape. We're talking about a rundown precinct, grappling with budget cuts, racial tensions, you name it. The show wasn't afraid to show the human side of police work, the toll it took on the officers, their personal struggles, and the moral dilemmas they faced daily. It was raw, it was real, and it left a mark. Alright, let's talk about two guys who defined cool in the 70s, Starsky and Hutch. You had Starsky, the streetwise detective, and Hutch, the more by-the-book partner. But let's be honest, we all secretly wanted to be Starsky, cruising around in that iconic Gran Torino chasing down bad guys. The show was pure 70s escapism, a cocktail of car chases, shootouts, and that funky theme music. Next up, we got the lollipop-sucking, bald-headed badass himself, Kojak. Telly Savalas, what a legend, he owned that role. Kojak was a New York City detective who didn't play by the rules, but he got the job done. The show tackled some heavy issues, reflecting the urban decay and corruption that plagued many American cities in the 70s. Remember when you first started a job? All those rookie mistakes, the nerves, the excitement? Well, the rookies took us right into the middle of that experience, but with guns and badges. We followed three young officers straight out of the academy as they navigated the mean streets of Los Angeles. The show didn't sugarcoat the challenges and dangers these new cops faced. It was a crash course in the realities of police work, and viewers got a front row seat to the action. Now let's hear it for the trailblazer, the one and only, Angie Dickinson as Sergeant Pepper Anderson. Policewoman was a game-changer because it dared to put a woman in the lead role of a police drama. This was huge back then, folks. It challenged the traditional gender roles and showed the world that women could handle the pressure and danger of police work just as well as men. Angie Dickinson became a role model for a generation of women, proving that they could break down barriers and kick ass in a male-dominated world. If you were a kid in the 70s and loved action figures, chances are you had the SWAT team all lined up and ready to roll. This show was all about elite tactical units, the best of the best, taking down heavily armed criminals in high-risk situations. SWAT glorified specialized police units and influenced how we view tactical teams even today. It was all about teamwork, precision, and of course those cool uniforms and gadgets. Next up, we got a show that was a little rough around the edges, kinda like its star, Robert Blake. Baretta was about an unconventional undercover cop who relied on his street smarts and unorthodox methods to bring down the bad guys. The show was gritty, unpredictable, and kept viewers on the edge of their seats. Aloha, crime fans! Let's head over to the beautiful islands of Hawaii, where the sun's always shining, the waves are crashing, and crime never takes a vacation. Hawaii 5-0 was a long-running hit that brought exotic locations and serious crime solving to living rooms across America. Jack Lord, with that steely gaze and no-nonsense attitude, became an icon as Detective Steve McGarrett. Book 'em, Dano! Alright, we've had car chases, shootouts, and undercover operations, but what about the day-to-day grind of police work? That's where Emgotv1 came in. It was a show that took a more realistic approach, focusing on the lives of two LAPD officers patrolling the streets in their iconic black and white patrol car. The show gave viewers a glimpse into the often mundane, sometimes dangerous, but always essential work of patrol officers. It was a reminder that not all heroes wear capes, some wear badges. Okay, we gotta end on a lighter note, right? Chips took us on a wild ride with the California Highway Patrol, but it wasn't all serious business. Sure, they dealt with their share of accidents, car chases, and the occasional bad guy, but the show never took itself too seriously. It was a fun, action-packed, often humorous look at the lives of those motorcycle-riding officers who patrolled the sunny highways of California. It was a reminder that even in the face of danger, there's always room for a little laughter. So, there you have it, folks. 10 of the most iconic police shows from the 1970s. These shows weren't just entertainment, they were a reflection of the times, a snapshot of a turbulent decade when the role of law enforcement was evolving. They tackled tough issues, challenged stereotypes, and gave us some unforgettable characters. From the gritty realism of Hill Street Blues to the high-octane action of Starsky and Hutch, these shows left an indelible mark on television history. Until next time, stay safe, stay groovy, and keep it real.